Okay, we're live.
We're back.
All right.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Dragon's Demize, covers International Tabletop Day here at Labyrinth Games and Puzzles in Washington, D.C. We're sitting down with Luke Warren from North Star Games. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hey, man. Good times.
Yeah, of course. So, North Star Games, really well known. You've got a lot of great products coming out. I know one of the things, obviously, sitting right in front of you now is Evolution Climate.
Right.
We're going to talk about that later. But first, Happy Salmon is a phenomenon.
Yeah, it's taken off.
You've got a whole like network of things related to this, like Funky Chicken.
Right.
What's this, Monster Mash?
Yeah, Monster Mash is part of the family.
So
yeah.
how did this happen?
Almost by accident. So, you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right?
Sure.
So there had been these young, like in college still, game designers, Ken and Quentin.
Okay.
And they approached us and were like, hey, we're game designers, you know, do you need some volunteers in your Toy Fair booth? Your Toy Fair is the big trade show in February in New York. All the big players are there. The place is massive. It's not just games, it's primarily toys, stuffed animals, all that kind of stuff, right? So we're like, sure, we always need help in the booth. And, you know, about 3 or 4 years, they would come and they would work in the booth a couple days a week, a couple days of the show, and then they would show some game designs and they would go pitch their wares around it, you know, as you do. And yeah, there were a couple of games that were like, oh, they're really light and simple, and we kind of liked the immediacy of them, but it never quite got to the level we wanted. One year they came and they showed us Happy Salmon. And they showed it to a couple of the people who are looking at game designs, and they came back like, guys, we're gonna get a demo of this. We got to play tonight at the hotel. Like, all right, fine. So we bring this thing in, and we had we snuck into one of the conference rooms at the hotel that was empty. You know, we're playing games late at night, and we bust out the Happy Salmon, and there's a move in it which you all know, but it's called the switcheroo, where you have to change places with the other player. So we're kind of at a table like this, and I'm on one side, and my business partner Satish is over there, and we have a switcheroo. And Satish is coming around the outside, and I'm like, well, I have to I got to get rid of I got to do this fast. So I leap over the table. I kind of go over this corner of the table because I didn't want to run into Satish, and I end up like falling down, and chairs go everywhere. And about a half hour later, we're still on the ground, rolling in laughter because I totally bombed and crashed over the table. So we're like, hey, if there's liability involved in this game, we got to get it. All right, so we the game is what it is. Like, we didn't have to do anything. What we did was the packaging, and that's really all the time we spent on developing the game, was getting that packaging. And as you can see, I mean, how awesome is this packaging? I mean, you got fins and everything, right?
It's super unique.
And then the one feedback we got after this game just took off. It took off in hobby, it took off at conventions, it took off with families. The Boy Scouts, we took it to the Boy Scout, the big jamboree went nuts. We sold like 3,000 of them. Like, everybody loves this game. The one restriction of the game is you can only play 6 players. So what do? Blue Happy Salmon. So it's same game, 6 more colors, so you can play up to 12 players. Which is just nuts. Like, it's a pure chaos. So that came out last year. That's going super well. So that's sort of how Happy Salmon was born.
Right.
So, yeah.
And then you've got these other, like we mentioned, kind of the new stuff. We got Funky Chicken here again. Similar goofy packaging.
Right.
So how did you bring these out? So I haven't played Funky Chicken.
It's Happy Salmon with dance moves.
Okay, so you're just innovating in terms of like the types of things that everybody does.
And they're color matched with the green Happy Salmon, so you can intermix the actions from the 2 games.
Okay.
So you can have like a Happy Chicken or a Funky Salmon or whatever, whatever you want to mix it up, you can do that. So this has got 4 dance moves. You've got obviously the Funky Chicken.
Classic.
You've got the swing where the do-si-do, some people call it, right? Where you lock arms in. You have the spin in place, and you have the bump where you do a hip bump. And it's actually a lot more active than Happy Salmon because with the bump and the swing, you actually have to physically go to the other player, right? So there's essentially 2 switcheroos in the game. And then, the other ones are more, it's not just a hand action, it's a whole body motion. So you're a lot more exhausted after one game of Funky Chicken than you are with Happy. If that was imaginable, it's true. So
Yeah.
That just came out this year. Huge success. Everybody, I mean, they're like, so what is this? I'm like, it's Happy Salmon with dance moves. They're like, all right, I'm in. Sold. So when we launched that, we're like, this seems to be a thing, and so anytime you have a thing, you want to create sort of a brand around that thing. So the brand is Happy Planet, and it's all going to be super fast, super cute, stuff that engages everybody. You can literally open the game and start playing it. All right. So that's how simple they are. So Funky Chicken sort of created that, and we decided along the same time to also do Monster Match. Which we can do a quick round of here. It's really easy to play. So we'll do that in a second. So this is a game where you're trying to match up on the dice. You roll 2 dice, and you have to match up the number of body parts that are shown on the die, like 5 arms or 2 legs or 1 eyeball.
All right.
And you have to find the monster that's got that. Right? And so it's a speed game, similar to Spot It. But there can be multiple monsters that match whatever show up on the die. So if there's 3 monsters that meet the criteria, all of us could get a point. By getting the monsters, not just one person. So even if you're not the fastest gun in the West, you still can get points. And we've, and I'll explain a little bit more later when we play it. I don't know if you wanted to jump over to the climate, or if we want to. So this is
So if we want to switch camera really quick, we can get a quick shot of the table cam.
All right.
So Evolution Climate, we've got the review of that coming out this week.
Monday, right? Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, we love it. We both agreed. A little bit of a spoiler for the review. That it's a great innovation on the core Evolution gameplay, kind of introducing this climate track to add some extra tactical decision making. Sort of, is this one of the things that we conjectured when we were doing the review was that this was a response to what players were asking for, and was that something that went into the process?
Evolution is the core game. I would say it's like a Settlers of Catan level complication. It's a light strategy game, maybe slightly heavier. But that was our first launch into strategy games. So there was a lot of reticence about a party game company going into strategy games. And so the big alpha gamers were like, this game's too easy, blah, blah, blah. It's not Terra Mystica or whatever. So we wanted to add more depth than even the base game has. And I think that was part of it is a misconception that Evolution, the first time you play, you don't understand everything that's going on with the game. And that's for sure. Like if you teach somebody to play, the rules are pretty simple, but they're like, what am I supposed to do? It's like teaching somebody chess. The rules are easy, but you have no idea what you're doing. Right. There's a lot of nuance in Evolution, and that's apparent with multiple plays. Climate would kind of hit you over the head right away that there's a lot more going on under the hood. So that was in response. We wanted something with a little more, meat on it, no pun intended, for your more serious gamers. With the ironic thing is the first expansion, Flight, is more complicated than Climate. So this is actually a pretty elegant way. There's nothing new in the game. It's still body size, it's still population, it's still food. All those are in the base game. It's just now there's other ways to manipulate that. Body size becomes more important because of the climate track. Whereas in the core game, it's just defense or offense for carnivores. Now it relates to the climate as well. There's certain special event cards that happen that relate to body size. So we've made the game a lot more dynamic. With hardly any other there's almost no more complication. You just have the suns and the snowflakes on your food cards. Everything else is pretty much the same.
Very straightforward.
Exactly. But there's some cool combinations with the traits too.
There's some really cool ones. I
with the extra new traits. So one of the things, because this game is so popular, everybody loves this Climate Edition, and this is the expansion. So if you have base Climate, base Evolution, you can get the conversion kit, and that converts your Evolution game into Climate. We also have a standalone Climate, which has base Evolution in it. So that if you just want to jump right in with both feet, you can just get the base game, the full-on Climate standalone.
I had noticed that when you busted this out, I was like, wait a minute, Jacob, your box is way bigger than this. And then I saw a conversion kit. I was like, okay, I got it now.
Right. So if you want to start easy and then work your way up, you get the base evolution, and then you can get flight, and then you can conversion kit, and then you'll be good to go. The other thing, because everybody loves accessories in the gaming world, so if you look at this, it's got some nice colors on it, but we have a neoprene climate mat.
Yep.
Which has got a lot more pop on the color, which you can see even here. A lot more saturated, and obviously it rolls up. It's got this really thick neoprene, about a 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
And it's double-sided as well, obviously, just like so you can 2 to 3 players, or 4 to 6. So that's available in local game stores as well. So if you want to, jazz up your climate game, definitely go grab that mat.
Yeah, for sure. It looks really nice.
Yeah,
so,
it's really well done.
And avoids the whole if any kind of cardboard
right,
warp
get warps.
or
It
you
lays
have
flat.
an uneven table.
Yeah,
or
like
anything
this
like
does.
that.
Yeah.
So it's like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Always really nice.
It's definitely worth the $20 investment, and it works as a mouse pad. So
there you go.
That was very gorgeous.
Neoprene is
Yeah.
always fun.
So move that out of the
We'll
way.
get that out of the way.
And then I guess we can do some quick monster matches. And we can
let's
talk
do it.
about what's coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
let's do that.
So,
Yeah, 2 eyeballs, 2 legs. All right, yeah.
all right. We got the Zilch card. Okay. So we're just going to deal out some monsters here. You deal out 10 monsters. How many are I need one more? No, that's 10, right?
Yeah, that's 10. I think we got there.
So as you can see, these monsters have a variety of number of body parts. Okay, so this guy's got 5 legs, 5 arms, and 5 eyes. Man, that guy is dealing. He's got it all, right? This guy doesn't have any arms. He only has 1 eye. He's got 3 legs. But you'll notice they have these little donuts at the bottom.
Yep.
So these monsters, they love donuts. They've invaded Sprinkleton, which is world renowned for its donuts, and they're stealing all the donuts.
Okay.
So we have to capture the monsters before they eat all the donuts.
Okay.
All right. So an ABB comes out on the radio. A monster has been sighted with 1 arm, stealing donuts. Our job is to find as quickly as possible the monsters with 1 arm.
Okay.
But you only get to 1 choice. You each only get to make 1 attempt.
Okay.
So we try to do this as fast as possible. So boom, that guy's got 1 arm.
That
guy's got 1 arm. And that's it,
That's it.
right? So you would get this guy, I would get this guy. We've captured them. These guys are pretty good donut stealers. They got 2 donuts each, right? And then you roll.
All right.
All
So
right.
what do we got here?
All right. What do we got? 4
4
arms.
This guy.
That's it.
All right.
The only
That's
one.
it.
All right.
All right. 2 feet. Oh,
everybody
nicely
got one that
done.
time.
Everyone
All
got
right.
one that time. All right, we're getting low on monsters here, folks.
All right.
0 eyes. Zilch.
Oh, okay.
There's no monster with 0 eyes, so I get a monster off the top.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right, and now we deal out 10 more monsters. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right,
Cool. Okay. All right. Here we go.
3 arms.
That guy's got one.
Oh, there you go. All right.
I was like, I thought I saw one.
All right. This is very fast paced.
Yeah, 3 eyes. 3
eyes.
eyes. Ooh, oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, I guess Zilch.
Zilch.
Dang. A lot of monsters, but none with 3 eyes.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's that guy's my favorite. And he only has 1 donut. And you can see why. He just doesn't have the
rolling.
skills to get a lot of donuts.
Doesn't have the tools.
All right. Here we go.
What do we got?
0 feet. 0 feet. Oh, there you go. Oh, there's another one. Oh, I got the wrong one, man.
I guess.
Oh,
Nope.
yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
Aha. All right.
All right. We got,
3 eyes again.
3. Got one.
Don't guess wrong.
Yeah. So what happens if you do guess wrong?
You have to lose your top monster back to the pile.
Yeah. All right.
All right, ready?
So order doesn't matter. Yeah.
0 arms. Oh, there's got to be a guy with 0 arms. 3 donuts. Look at that. Woo!
So if there's, for example, only 2 with 0 arms, can the third person hit Zilch or
No.
So if any
Zilch
cards
is-
are taken that
yes,
round,
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Good question. 4 arms.
four legs. Right?
Oh crap.
Good thing you didn't touch anything.
Yep. It's got 5, 3.
Oh man.
One leg.
Oh, it's got to be. Oh, nice call.
All right. 2 legs.
Oh, you got me there.
Nope. Don't touch him. Get it.
4 feet.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, am I right?
Yeah,
you're
you
right.
are.
All right.
We got 1, 2, 3, and 5, but no 4s.
Yep.
All right. There's going to be one more monster deal.
All right.
One arm?
Oh,
Is that right? One arm?
that's an arm.
That's an arm. Here we go. All right, everybody got one.
2 eyes, 2 eyes, 2 eyes. Oh, right in front of me. Oh, nice.
Everybody got one?
Yeah.
All right.
1 arm. Oh. Oh, I almost zilched.
Yeah, I was about to.
Yeah. Woo. 0 feet.
feet.
Oh, it's got to be. Oh.
Yeah. How many?
All right.
You're good. You're quick on that zilch.
Yeah. But then you draw the monsters with 1 donut. It's great when you get
A 3 donut.
a 3 donut monster off. All right. So if we
now we're
zilch again,
Yeah.
game's over.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Who's roll?
I got
Dragon
it.
boy.
All right. 5 eyes.
Oh.
Many eyes.
You can see when you have like 6 players, it's really like.
Oh, yeah. Total chaos.
4 arms.
arms.
Oh, I'm wrong. I lose the 2 monster.
Is so the 10 monsters that you deal out, that's static. That doesn't change with the number of players.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, with more players, it get really chaos.
Yeah. 0 feet.
0 feet.
Ooh.
Are we zilching? Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are zilching. Yep. All right.
Okay, so
I
that's
don't get
game.
the monster for that. So.
So now we count our donuts.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
That's 10, 23, 24, 25, 27.
Ah, got me. I had 24.
Oh, nice.
20.
Yep.
Okay.
So I can see
Yeah.
great with kids.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
super good with kids. Really good. Like it's nice for a dexterity game and recognition games because a lot of times just one person gets to point that round.
Yeah,
Here,
I was thinking that when you explained it, is that because like sometimes you can feel not necessarily excluded, but like it just feels bad when you're just like, I'm never getting the first one. I'm not quick off the
Right,
box.
right.
So the fact that everybody has at least a chance,
Yeah.
hypothetically, to get one is really great.
yeah. And
I like
then
the
you have the
mechanic
little
of, like,
strategy
those
element
zelts
shit.
as well. Yeah.
The strategy element of like, do I just try to remember what qualities the 3 donut guys have? You're like, all right, that one's got 2 arms and 3 legs and 5 eyes. You know, so you're,
Yeah,
trying,
who do you
you're trying to
prioritize?
remember. So when that dice comes out, you can
Yeah.
get the 3 pointers.
Yeah.
Or do you just try to get something quickly to beat the other players,
Yeah.
and then hopefully they don't get anything?
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
it's a little more strategy than your typical speed recognition
for
game.
sure.
Yeah.
And so how many players, is that also up to 6?
Yeah, that's up to 6.
Okay.
Yeah, 8 would be crazy, but
Yeah.
and then you have this cool packaging.
So we had talked about,
I wanted to put the zipper at the bottom, but they overruled me on that.
we had talked about getting some people together for a Happy Salmon game.
Yeah.
Did we want to go find some?
No, I
roundups?
think that'll be better later on just
do it
because
later.
it is a lot of movement.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like it wouldn't really work very well with the table as we have it right
All
now.
right. All right.
Yeah.
One of these minutes, though.
Yeah,
wanna-
we're gonna hopefully if we get a Wits and Wagers game show
Yes.
later.
Yeah, I know we got that coming out.
We can
Yep.
bust out the Wits and Wagers Vegas mat, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And totally overproduced. Yeah. So, and we got some new stuff coming down the pike. Quite a bit. So we've been known for doing like 1 game a year.
Yeah.
Well, this year we're doing 6.
Okay. Just making up for
Well,
lost
that
time.
is a,
Yeah.
a bit of a difference.
Some are going direct into Target. So we have a refresh of our Say Anything game. So Say Anything was one of our bigger party games. And that's been in mass market for years. So we're updating the packaging, the
Yes.
componentry, new questions, and that's going to be in Target this fall, starting in August.
Okay.
So that's going to be awesome. And then we also have two games, Dude and More Dude.
Okay.
And it's literally a game where you say dude. It's a Happy Salmon mechanic.
Yeah.
And you're trying to match up with the way somebody else is saying dude.
Oh, okay.
And you have a card written in a certain way,
Yeah.
like dude, you know,
Yeah.
or like dude, you know, like so.
Yeah.
You look at your card and you try to pronounce dude that way, matching up with somebody else,
has the
and then
same
if you
card.
think you have a match,
Yeah.
you're like sweet, and then you show your card. If you match up, great. If not, you lose the card. It
Yeah.
goes, no.
I'm not gonna lie, this sounds like a game that I have accidentally played while drunk.
Yes, yes. So now you can officially play it while drunk.
Yep.
And then we have more dude, where it's characters. So like there's
Yeah.
a cowboy and a surfer and a robot. So you have to say dude like a robot would say dude,
Sure.
or a
Yeah.
pirate. You
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
so and they're like 10. You know, they're like
Yeah, they're super
$10.99.
fast.
Like they're super
Yeah.
cheap. Come in a
Yeah.
little tuck box. Yeah, great. Drunken, you know, just like dude,
that's what I'm thinking of.
dude, yeah. So that's out in Target. In terms of more of the hobby stuff this summer, we have two big games coming, strategy
Okay.
games coming. One is a Polish game called Capital,
Okay.
which we're changing to Warsaw, City of Ruins,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
it's a city building game, right? Tile laying. But you have to survive 2 world wars, so some destruction happens to your...
I'm already going to get this game
Yeah.
because I'm
Polish.
Polish,
Right.
and this sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you draw. So you have 6 epics. Each epic represents a certain period of Polish history, and in those are actual unique buildings as well as your more generic park, residential, industrial.
Yeah.
There are actual buildings in Warsaw, some of
Okay.
which have been destroyed and don't
Yep.
exist anymore, and they have special benefits during the game, and. So you kind of in the it's a picture of the building, and
Yeah.
so you get the sense of the architecture. So the early ones are more Saxon style architecture, and you have like pre-war, and then mid-war, and then you have the Soviet era, and then you
Yeah.
have like modern day.
Yep.
So you get a sense of how Warsaw has evolved.
Yeah.
And then you have to again go through World War I and World War II, so you lose tiles.
Yeah.
People come in and blow stuff up.
Yeah.
The nice thing is you get to choose. Not quite as indiscriminate as it was.
Sure,
And then, it takes about an hour to play.
Okay.
So you get a good sense of like Warsaw history, and you have these cool buildings, and so it works a little bit differently than your traditional city building
Yeah.
game. And the nice thing about it too is you draw more tiles than you can possibly play. So you have a limited 3x4 grid.
Yeah.
You draw a minimum 24 tiles, then you have bonus tiles at the end of each round. If you achieve certain things, you can get a free building. So you end up building over old tiles.
Oh, that's awesome.
Interesting.
Right, so you build this like little engine, and now I'm like, oh man, I'm maxed out. So you have to start
You got to start replacing
replacing
pieces.
your engine, and that kind of messes it up, and so you have to figure out that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The buildings the new tiles are more expensive, but you get to discount from the tiles you're building over.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of cool depth of strategy.
Yeah.
For which is just basic tile laying game.
Yeah, no, that sounds. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm positive that you'll pick it up.
Yes.
If for no other reason than because of the theme.
Yeah.
But also mechanically, it sounds great. I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, it's really fun. I've been playing here a couple nights on the board game night.
Sure.
It always gets a positive response. So.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's one of the few games, like especially the tile laying games, where like I guess you destroy tiles.
Right.
Because most of them, like it's just you build out,
Yeah.
and that's it. Or
Yeah.
like whenever you place, you're locked in.
Yeah.
So I think that mechanic is going to be really, really interesting.
Right, it's
just
pretty
having-
fluid,
Yeah.
particularly
Taking
with
things
the
out.
overbuilding stuff too.
that
You're
too,
like,
yeah.
oh man, I have to cover over that building, because
Yeah.
this fits better. But then
Yeah.
you lose the effect of the thing you had before. You
Yeah.
know, so it's pretty sweet. Then we have Most Wanted that's
Okay.
coming out, and that's going to be you played King of Tokyo.
Yes.
What King of Tokyo does for Yahtzee, Most Wanted does for poker hands.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. I think
So
I follow it.
you're an outlaw in the West. You're trying to build the baddest reputation. So
Yeah.
you got to rob some banks and some trains and have shootouts and that kind of, bandit kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And you do that with poker hands. So each
Yeah.
action is a certain number of cards.
Yeah.
And whoever has the highest hand wins. And then there's ways to replenish your hand or ditch your cards and draw new stuff or get money. Because
Yeah.
what happens is if I get reputation, I start going up the Most Wanted poster, right? The more bad reputation I have, if I lose something, if I try to rob a bank and I fail,
Yeah.
I lose reputation points. Like, oh, that guy's not bad, right?
Right, yeah.
So what happens is you go to jail. Well, no self-respecting bandit goes to jail.
No.
So you need money to pay bail to get out
Sure,
and back
okay.
on the street so you can do bad stuff again.
Yeah.
Right?
Interesting.
So you got to interplay the money, and the early part of the game doesn't matter as much. You don't have a very bad reputation, so you don't really lose that much if you lose a shootout or whatever. But as you start moving up the chart, the other bandits are like, oh no, we got to take that
They're
dude
gunning
down.
for you.
Right,
Yeah.
they're gunning for you.
Yeah.
So you got to have a lot of bank of money to be able to pay off the man when you go to jail, right? So. It's a good 30, 45-minute game. There's a couple different scenarios. So it starts easy, and then there's a more, gamery versions later on where the complications are more interactive.
Yeah,
There's more places you can choose to go, so on and so forth. So that's probably, I think we're aiming $30 on that, maybe 35, somewhere in there. But yeah, it's fast. It's poker hands. It's pretty simple, straightforward. And not all of them are 5 card hands, some are just 1 card.
Sure, yeah.
Like who's got the highest card. It's a pressure luck with a little bit of light strategy to it. So super fun. Plays up to 8. So
that's
It's a good,
awesome.
it's good number 2. When that's something that we talk about a lot on the show is, you've got these games that have some strategic elements, but most, like when people think about strategy games, you're in the 2 to 5 range.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is. But so, a game like this or a game like Between Two Cities is a popular one for us, that can support more players.
Right.
Is really great to see because then you can get, because otherwise you're stuck in the realm of party games, which are great and they have their place. But like, if you get 7 people like us around a table, you're gonna want to play something a little more strategic.
Yeah.
So that's great that you have that high player count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Evolution 2 with 6.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
rare.
That-
You don't even see 6 very much.
Yeah, 6 is
and
hard to get to.
It scales really, really well with that.
It's actually one of the things that we mentioned in our review is that like we really like the fact that it goes up to 6.
Yeah. So speaking of Evolution,
Yes.
not everyone knows, we're going to have a digital version of the game coming out. I've been playing the beta of it. It's really tight. The graphics are great. That's going to be coming out in the fall. Around the launch of that, we're going to do a Kickstarter for our next Evolution game called Oceans.
Yeah.
It's entirely in the ocean. The food dynamic works entirely differently.
Oh man.
Everything is a carnivore.
I'm liking this already. Yeah.
Except filter feeders.
Uh-huh.
So as it is in the ocean, like everything eats everything else. So you've got, and then there's like cleaners and a couple other fish type, the ocean types that scavenge off the filter feeders. So there's,
Makes sense.
it's a different dynamic. I would place it between Evolution the beginning and Evolution in terms of depth of strategy.
Okay.
But it's really tight, and we're also at the same time going to be launching an expansion to it with more traits, because this game has a lot of trait interaction. So we've gotten rid of right now we're still working on it, but the body size might not be in the game, so we might not do body size, and replace that with more interaction with the cards.
Okay.
So that's going to be the Kickstarter for that's going to be in October right now, tentatively scheduled.
Okay.
Along the launch of our digital version of Evolution, which is going to have multiplayer, async play. We're going to have ranked seating, so you can play against people of your own level. They're going to have tournaments, online tournaments. Yeah, it's going to be a full-on deal.
That's awesome.
So as a person who has an Android phone, are we looking for a mobile release as well?
Yes.
Or awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, I like that.
Yeah, gonna have that. So
Good deal.
yeah, it's on. Going to be on Steam. Going to be on Android. And iOS. So
Awesome.
that's happening, man. So that's more or less the things that are happening this year,
Yeah.
which is a lot for us.
That-
Yeah,
that is
Normally, I'm
awesome.
just
really
talking
cool.
about like a Wits and Wagers version, but we got all sorts of stuff now.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
It's an
There's a
ambitious
lot of
year.
really, really cool things coming out. I'm looking forward to a lot of these.
Yeah.
Awesome,
Like,
man.
I mean, I'm definitely a fan of Evolution itself. Are you keeping the same artist for Oceans?
I believe yes.
Okay.
There's Catherine Hamilton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because one of the things about Evolution that I love is the artwork.
Yeah.
That is
Absolutely gorgeous.
always gorgeous, always stunning. So I can't wait to see her take on ocean stuff.
Some of it's phenomenal. Yeah. The octopus trait, the tentacles trait. It's great. The apex predator trait's great. Yeah. So it's really cool.
Definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah. It's. I'm trying to think if there's anything else on that front. Oh, we do have one thing we're doing this year at our conventions. Is alternate art cards.
Okay.
So if you come, we'll probably have some at, if we come to Washington,
Yep.
we'll have some there. But these are cards you can buy, so you can build the entire set in this alternate art. It's kind of like a stained glass look.
Yeah.
So it's the same structure of the cards,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we've replaced it with the stained glass motif. So
All right.
That's really
I'm
cool.
intrigued.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's awesome.
I don't have any here with me, and then we're gonna reserve for retailers the carnivore trait. So they're gonna have. That's the only way you get it is to buy it from your local retailer.
Okay.
So that'll probably
Very
out
cool.
in this winter.
Okay.
This
Nice
holiday
partnership.
season.
Yeah.
Well, Luke Warren, thank you very much for being here.
Thanks a lot,
Love having
guys.
you on the
Appreciate
show.
it. Absolutely.
And thank you for being here at Labyrinth as
Yep.
well.
Hey,
International
I
Tabletop
live
Day.
like 6 blocks away, so
Okay, so
not
you
a problem.
You biked over here.
They're like, who is that? You see this guy all the time. This guy's, he's old news now. Yeah, it's a great store. If you're in the DC area,
Oh, for sure.
This is the
check
place to
it
be.
out.
This
Yeah.
is amazing. Labyrinth is just great.
Yeah.
But we're also going to try to stream the Wits and Wagers Vegas later on today.
Yep.
Yes.
So for anyone who wants to tune in later on today, keep your eye out for that.
Or come on by.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
looking
come by
around,
and
things are still
join.
going strong.
Yeah.
We got plenty of people still hanging out. We got games galore. Like you said, Wits and Wagers happening later. Come join us.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Good times.
We're going to
everybody.
take a short
Thanks. See you
break
again
and
soon.
be back in a moment.
The point is to